Stark.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Colleagues, May is National Foster Care Month. And throughout the state of Oregon this year, roughly 11,000 children will spend at least one day in substitute care. And we've seen in the media that things in Oregon haven't been going that well when it comes to foster care. We've seen that hundreds of beds have been lost as far as these substitute care beds. And children at times have had to be housed in hotels and in office buildings and so forth. And we've deliberated about why is this? And we should ask that question. We should try to figure out the details of how we change this system and so forth. But overall, I actually think that it's a symptom of a change and a shift in our culture. You see, over the past 50 years, we've made some exchanges in the way that we go about business and interact with other people. We've exchanged front porch gatherings for coffee shop chit-chats. We've exchanged face-to-face conversations for Facebook and Twitter. And when it comes to our broken children, we've also exchanged individual responsibility, community responsibility for government intervention. And so people keep looking to the government, and it's not working to do that. But you know, despite all of that, despite all of the negative that we see in the media, I have great hope that we actually can change this trend in our culture. And the reason I have hope is because we are seeing communities throughout the state begin to step up with something new, a third way. One of the things that we're seeing is what's called the Every Child movement. And that's based on the leadership of Embrace Oregon and the Portland Leadership Foundation that has come together to give us a new model of how to rally our communities to come together to support children in need. Now, throughout the years of doing foster care, I've had people come up to me and they've asked me with somewhat of a question of disdain and sometimes curiosity, and they see all my children and they say, why would you do that? And I would look back at them and I would say, well, if you have an empty home and care about, or an empty bed and care about children, why wouldn't you do that? And I always had somewhat of an all or nothing take on foster care. Well, the Every Child movement has kind of changed my opinion on that. It's basically pointed out to me, and we are pointing out to our communities. And in fact, right now in Grants Pass, we are launching the Every Child movement, where we are feeding the Department of Human Services. Their workers are there eating. We're inviting the community to come in and have a conversation. And the dialogue is this: every single Oregonian has a role in helping our foster children. Whether it's baking cookies, whether it's standing up at an event, whether it's packing a shoebox, whether it's welcoming them, we all have a role when it comes to foster care. And so I want to ask Oregonians, and I want to ask each and every one of you here, what is your role in the foster care system, and are you fulfilling it?